Hello, YouTubers. Captain Hal here, 1947, back again with one of my old guns. Today I'm going to show you a gun that I have that is not the most costly gun I own, but might be the most interesting. This gun, as you can see, says Secret Service Special. And it has nothing to do with the Secret Service, though. This gun also has other nicknames, such as Saturday Night Special, Suicide Special, Tramp's Terror, Defender, Union Jack, and Police Safety. These guns were manufactured in the late 19th century and early 20th century. And they were a pocket defense pistol. Some of the manufacturers of guns like this were Iver Johnson, U.S. Revolver, H&R, Meridian Firearms. There was a Spanish company and several others. The guns that have the Secret Service Special on them were made for primarily Fred Biffard Company of Chicago, Illinois, who had a sporting good firearms outlet. Now, this gun is a 38. They are also made in 32. They are hammerless and hammered revolvers. This gun has no markings on it for who the manufacturer is, but I believe it to be Meridian Firearms due to the fact of the front sight. Most of the manufacturers, such as Iver Johnson, would have an owl here. U.S. Revolver would have U.S., and some of the others would have some kind of symbol located usually on the grips. This one has nothing. Nowhere on the gun is there any notation or symbol for the manufacturer. It does have though serial numbers. This gun is a 5-shot revolver. It is obviously hammerless. It fits the hand very nicely for a small gun. There's nothing to hold up, so a man could have this in his coat pocket or trouser pocket. It's probably not very accurate. Most of these guns early on were black powder. Only the later models that may use modern smokeless powder. If you were to shoot this weapon, I'm not sure. This is one of the reasons it's got the name Suicide Special, because it could be just as deadly to the person shooting the gun as the person getting shot at. This gun, the frame was also made to have a hammer, because you can see there's a blank that's been put in to fill the hole that would where the hammer would be. It's somewhat on the lines of a Iver Johnson, in that I believe this right here, this bar pushes a transfer bar up to where the hammer strikes, causing the firing pin, let me show, to come out. It's a pretty safe weapon though, because there is no firing pin to be in to strike any of the shells that would be in the cylinder. The cylinder is removed by screwing it backwards, comes off, back on. Like this. This gun The history of it is interesting, though. My grandfather lived in Chicago on the south side. Now, those of us that remember our history know that the south side of Chicago was the Al Capone area of town. And Al Capone was having other gangs, particularly the North Side gang, run by Bugs Moran, trying to muscle in on his territory. And this gun, my grandfather found after there was a shootout in from a speakeasy, I assume right around where they lived. He picked it up out of the gutter and kept it. Wouldn't it be kind of neat to find out that this gun was carried by somebody like Al Capone, or maybe Frank Nitti, or some of the other gang members that they have, or maybe Bugs Moran or some of his gang members. But back in those days, there was no requirements to keep the information as we have today. So there's no way of really knowing, except that I do know that it was in a shootout, and if this gun could talk, who knows what it'd be able to tell us. This gun is kind of interesting. One thing about it, I want to show you, somebody's done a little bit of modification to it. And it's these old guns were not the best. Somebody who I don't know if it could have been done at the factory or it could have been done later on, but somebody put a nut here to strengthen the spring in the gun, and I guess either the trigger pull or the hammer was not strong enough to do the job, so somebody made some modifications, and that is kind of interesting. There is the serial number there. There's also a serial number located underneath here, and there's serial numbers, partial serial numbers located on other areas in the gun, on the gun, such as the cylinder and underneath. I've never taken the gun completely apart because I'm afraid I'd never get it back together. But overall, the gun seems to be mechanically sound. It's just not up to par for the pressures that the modern ammunition would have. So I've never shot it. I don't believe it's also a very accurate gun. Most of these guns were they're for close in situations, 10, 15 feet. After that, I question how accurate it really would be. But anyway, but if anybody else can tell me any information that they know about these type of weapons, I would surely be interested in learning more about it. What I've been able to determine is through the internet, but I haven't really seen this weapon shown on YouTube. I have seen a picture of this on, if you Google it, 38 Secret Service special pistols. But anyway, if you know anything about it, would love to hear from you. Anyway, till the next time, talk to you later. Bye.